Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I'm using the Greatsword, and I have to say, even though this thing has a bit of a limited moveset, I actually enjoyed using it very much. And I'll get into a little more detail on that limited moveset a little bit later on in the video. For now, let's get started with the weapon itself. The Greatsword, which you get by using the Soul of Gwyn at the Giant Blacksmith. It has a weight of 8 units. It has a D-scaling in Strength and a D-scaling in Dexterity. And the stats required to wield it are 20 Strength and 10 Dexterity. So, with this weapon, you will actually see quite a few Dexterity builds using it. Now, the reason for that is because they can pretty much right off the bat two-hand this weapon and get some pretty good damage out of it without having to invest very much into their strength. It makes for a good backup weapon when they pull off a successful parry and they switch it for the riposte. So you'll see a lot of people doing that. I think actually Peeve might have been doing that for a long time, a while ago. I don't know if he still does that or not. I haven't been following up with his channel very much, or his streams. Anyway, getting distracted. The Greatsword for me does around 527-ish, 528, something like that. That's what its AR is. Realistically, it hits probably mid 400s, something like that. Not too bad. Definitely a good damage output, and the damage on the criticals is very nice. So let's see, what else can I talk about with this weapon? The pros and cons I need to get into, but I've got a little time still. I might as well start with them now. So the pros of this weapon, I would have to say the biggest pro is how much damage it can do without very much invested into your stats. Now the reason for this is because its base damage is 384, and it's got 2 descalings. So really, if say you have 40 dexterity and the minimum 20 strength required to wield it, you still have an AR of about, I'd say, 500. That's not too bad. And it makes for a good weapon for a backup. I mean, it does have a high weight, but it does more damage than a Claymore or a Bastard Sword at the same stats, at the 20 strength and 40 dexterity. So there's that going for it. Other benefits of this weapon, in addition to the high base damage, I would have to say would be it's got a decent amount of reach to it, actually. I don't know if it's exactly longer or shorter or what than the Claymore or Bastard Sword, but it seems to be about the same length, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know, maybe I'm just imagining it, but oh well. So the cons of the weapon. I would have to say that the biggest con of this weapon is the moveset. It's got a very limited moveset in my opinion, and why I'm saying that is the R2 attacks. I mean, the one-handed and two-handed R2s are the same. They're that big, like, upward swing and smack down. They're extremely telegraphed. They're very easy to parry, and they're not reliable in the least. You really need someone to walk straight first, or head first into it, and that doesn't even always work because they can just walk in and parry. I've done that a few times to people trying to get that attack off on me. Other things about the weapon, other cons, I would have to say, in addition to the limited moveset, that's actually really all I've got to say about this. I mean, there really aren't too many cons. It does pretty good damage. It has decent reach. It has a limited moveset, though. I guess another con of the weapon would be the fact that you need to be in New Game Plus to get it, or, you know, have someone give you a copy of Gwyn's Soul or the sword itself. But, I mean, that's really all I can think of as far as the cons are concerned. There aren't that many. So I do see why this is a very popular weapon, actually. You don't need much invested into it, and it still does very good damage. So there's that. Now, other things about the weapon that I think I should mention, well, if you do end up landing one of those R2 attacks, they do hurt, and it's a very satisfying thing to do. Let me just tell you that right now. Let's see though. What else can I say about it? running attacks are good. It's got the standard poise breaking ability of the Greatsword class weapons. There's really nothing too special about this other than the fact that you don't need much invested into it in the way of your stats. So that's why a lot of people choose to use it, I guess. But anyway, there is one fight left in the video, so I'm just going to do a quick recap of everything and I'll be off. So, biggest pro of the weapon, I would say, is the fact that you can have pretty good damage without having much invested into the stats. Biggest con, you've got your limited move set. You got 8 weight, descaling in strength and dexterity, base damage of 380 whatever I said it was earlier. So that sums up the weapon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.